Hey everyone, so Lionsgate Portal Practice 1 that I wanted to share with you is doing a solar infusion. The sun is still out, we still have a few more hours with our beautiful sun today and star cirrus. And like I said, it is one of the first practices that I will be sharing, and this is called solar infusion, and it is very simple. You take a mason jar, fill it with different things. You can see lemon, ginger, rosemary, the green leaves are basil, and then you have peaches. And I'm going to look at my notes to let you know what these different items in the jar symbolize and what is the power of solar infusion. So basically, we get a lot of energy from the sun, and hence you can put a mason jar of water soaking in all the energies of the sun by the windowsill, and that alone is enough, and you can just enhance it. So this is the enhanced version of a solar infusion. So what is in the solar infusion that I have? Like I said, we'll start with basil. What is basil? One of the things I learned in my essential oil journey for wellness and support is that basil is a plant that is great for renewal. It is great to use if you need support for your adrenal glands. Why? Especially for me, in my case, I experienced a lot of fatigue, not only because of the psychosomatic expressions of my mental health when it is not at its optimal point, but also because of my age. There's a transition where fatigue, and one of my medical conditions is that it is the psychosomatic effect of it, and then also it is one of those issues that come up as a woman transitions to the pause. So fatigue is one of them, and emotionally there's a lot of pull as well. When we are fatigued, we are not thinking clearly, we are unfocused, our energy level is low, our emotional capacity to absorb a lot of things is on the low side as well. So if you have adrenal fatigue, and our adrenal glands are one of the first things to take care of, basil is a good accompaniment to support, to boost up that energy. Not only is it energy physically, but also emotionally. And for me, my condition, I have a lot of overwhelm when I'm dealing with anxious moments that can turn to a slide into a panic, and it becomes an attack. So I use basil a lot in all of the things that I do in terms of teas, in terms of oil protocols that I use for support. It also helps with mental strain. So basil is one of those things that has really supported me over these years, that I know I need to have always in my herb garden. And if I don't, it's like wintertime, I have it in my herb cupboard, and that is one of those things. It also helps strengthen and manage recovery from negative habits. One of the things when dealing with mental health, you're trying to form mental habits, and it is one of those things too that as we go through in the recovery and adaptive supports for our mental health, we need to have healthy habits, and basil has really supported me in that. I not only put it in infusions, but I also diffuse it. I apply it topically on me as well, basil essential oil, or sometimes just the basil, and I kind of crush it with olive oil on hand, and I place it around my kidney areas, which is on my low back, and like there's 2 points in that. Hit me up a message if you want to know where that points are. And it is one of those things that I've really come to be part of my practice, and it's not one of those things that I will miss during the day. So that is the aspect of basil. And then the other thing too is that I wanted to share with you, the infusion is not only, it's best when it's fresh, great, I also use essential oils for this. So as I'm reading this, if you have these essential oils as well, make sure that you dilute them if you're going to apply them on you. And also, if you're just diffusing it, make sure that you clean your diffuser. So that's one of those aspects. The next herb that we have after basil is rosemary. And rosemary is about knowledge and transition. During this Lion's Gate, we are trying to support new healthy habits, like I said earlier, but we're also trying to transition to a different mindset and learning to have vision work and manifestation as part of our daily practice. And that's later on. However, I wanted to give you a lowdown on how these solar infusions can help you in the next few days that you are ingesting it just with water. Okay, so knowledge and transition is one of those things that is accompanied by self-awareness. Awareness is really one of those key aspects that is the beginning of having to have your health as your focus, whether that's physical health, mental health, emotional health, or all of them, all wrapped up and bundled in one. Learning to have that awareness is part of it, and empowering yourself with knowledge, hence me sharing some of the practices that has worked for me. And you can pick and choose really what works for you and what can be curated by you, because you have a different lifestyle from me. But at the moment, you're also getting information from others such as me, and probably you can, go on a rabbit hole and look this up further, that other people use as well. So rosemary is one of those things that is great to widen understanding. And widen understanding means awareness, which also means a new perspective in life, and just expanding your mind on what could be possible. And that is also part of the vision work, and that is part of manifestation work. So with that being said, rosemary is really good at it. And guess what? The other aspect, physical aspect that really helps me on this one is that now I have grown my hair longer. Rosemary is an actual great tea to help support healthy hair, bones, and nails. It is one of those key oils that I do have that I use on an infusion. I leave oil on my hair. Rosemary, I make a concoction with rosemary oil as part of my hair care. So it's also a great plant to have to support boosting your immune system. It's good for cleansing. So it has a whole lot of different aspects. But mind you, we're not only doing physical cleansing, we're also cleansing emotionally, we're also cleansing mentally, and this is one of the supports for it. Next item, and that is ginger. Everyone knows ginger is great for digestion. It's one of those things that is really part of my culture. Being Filipino, I have ginger in most of the food that we eat because it's good for digestion. It's good for the solar plexus. It's good for your abdomen health, your gut health, and that is one of them. The other aspect about ginger, though, is it is a source of empowerment. And guess why empowerment? In the yogic tradition as well, for me, ginger helps support the manipura, which is the solar plexus. Well, where's your solar plexus? It's just 2 inches above your belly button. And guess what? It's not only at the front, it's also at the back. It's around you. And having that core is helping you stand up, stand tall, stand proud. So there is an emotional aspect of this, why we get our gut area really healthy, but it's also the source of our own emotions. And I'm quite sure many of you have also known that the gut is like your second brain. Something is wrong, that's the first thing to go. So in trauma-informed therapy, one of the things is that second nature, that gut feeling that we do have, especially like, let's say when we see something, it's like, it's our gut first. It's our gut first that feels it and then sends the message to the brain. So Going back to ginger, it's a source of empowerment. It's something that's really good for you, not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, and it's something that I use on a regular basis. Apart from that, sorry, looking at my notes, being present in life, that is one of the things that is the power of ginger. Empowering yourself not only to be here, right now, because sometimes what happens, especially with my case, I'm living here at the past or I'm living here for future. But staying in the here and right now and being here is different from doing. Here we live here at this moment, and it has really been a great anchor for me, especially for diffusing essential oils. If I need that little bit of encouragement to stay in the moment, ginger is in one of the essential oil diffuser blends that I do have, and it's part of my day. And guess what? It's not only going to be part of the day, you can always have it in your food, just like I said. It's part of my culture. It's something that I hold true and dear. The other thing too is that we need to take responsibility for our own situations, our own actions, and it is how we move in this world. We have control 90% of how we are going to respond to the 10% of the situation that is around us. We can only control ourselves, and empowering ourselves, being aware of ourselves, our own actions. And it doesn't have to be perfect how we live the life, but learning to take accountability and being responsible for our own actions. That is one of the beauty part of having ginger as my essential oil blend for the diffuser. It's just making me sure that at the end of the day, apart from empowering myself, I'm also being responsible for my own thoughts, my own words, and how it is being received as action for people around me. So I know this is a lot. You can always do the review of the videos, and you can like slow it down or speed up the video. So just a quick tidbit on that one, because it is a lot of download of information. So I hope you're gonna take the time to like really, create your own notes. And if you have any questions, just send me a message specifically for this one or the other practices that we will have. So what is the other two fruits that is in here? That is peaches and that's lemon. So peaches is one of those, it's abundant right now. It's August. It's one of my favorite times of the year because peach is one of those beautiful fruits that I really enjoy during summertime, and there's an abundance of it. And guess what? Apart from that, it is part in other traditions, peaches is one of the three blessed fruits, and it is one of those ones that promote prosperity. In Lionsgate, like I said, we're doing manifestation, we're doing vision work. You are imbibing the fruit of the earth, literally, to be part of your system and absorbing not only the fruit before it became nice and juicy for us to eat. It got a lot of energy from the sun, and it's just the height of this year that this fruit is great and amazing to put in an infusion. So it's also one of the things in the tradition, other traditions, other cultures, they see peaches as a good luck fruit. So keep that in mind. The next one that we have is lemon. So lemon, in the Ayurvedic perspective, so the science sister of life, or yoga, sorry. The science sister of yoga is Ayurveda. And in Ayurveda, we use this a lot. In many other cultures, even for my own culture, being Filipino, we use lemon a lot. Sometimes we see them as like the little green mandarins. We call them calamansi in my tradition, in my culture and heritage. And we use that a lot as well. Why? Because it's not only the tartness, but it's also the abundance. So in manifestation work and vision work, especially in this Lionsgate portal, it is that anchor of the remembrance of being it being abundant. It also is used in Ayurveda and in a lot of the practices for cleansing. It is good for focus. It is vitamin C. It's good for your health. So all wrapped in one. Lemon is one of those power fruits as well. It is part of the 3 blessed fruits. And if you're wondering, well, what's the 3rd blessed fruit? And that is pomegranate. I just don't have pomegranate right now, but you can definitely add it here. And the only other thing I wanted to add about lemon is that it is not only cleansing, it is happy. It's like such a happy fruit. Like, yes, it's tart, but it's such, the color in itself and providing that focus is an anchor to find the happy within the day. And it also, on the emotional side, it is a great oil to have to restore confidence. So all these, not only oil, but rather the fruit in itself. So if this is part of your grocery list, most definitely, or hasn't been part of your grocery list, make it a part of your grocery list, because there's a whole lot of benefits to having all of them. So just to recap, what's a solar infusion? It's basically getting a mason jar, filling it with water. If you don't have these items, that's fine. You can add any herbs that you have in your herb garden, or what you have in your fridge right now, whatever fruits in season for your side of the world. But definitely these are just anchors that you can put in during a solar infusion. It's just an addition. And the great part of this that I shared with all of you is, apart from the peach, I just have all of these in oil form. So creating an oil blend using all of this, what you can do is you can do a 1-to-1 ratio and start with basil first if you have the essential oil, then rosemary, then ginger, then peach, then the lemon. It's a very well-rounded essential oil blend that you can also use to stoke up that fire, that Agni within you, because you want to create your dream life during this Lionsgate portal. So like I said, today is only the midpoint of Lionsgate. It started several days ago, and we still have several days to go forward. Sorry, that's backward in how you're looking at me. However, all of this information will be readily available for you. It's free. You just have to go back and review the video, and you can do it any time of the year. Honestly, it's just that right now we're tapping into the actual astrological and movement of the star Sirius, and also the sun being together. There's a lot of history in it, and I wanted to share these practices with you. So that was a lot. That is video 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any other questions, do let me know. The next video will be about mantra. I will give you one mantra, and it's not an affirmation. It's mantras are sacred sounds from Sanskrit that has a different resonance. It's not in English, it's in Sanskrit, and it's an affirmation. It's different from an affirmation. So we're going to do mantra, we're going to do a mudra, which is the hand seal, and then I'm going to teach you how to use prayer beads like this, such as, it's called the Japamala. It's purple because it's amethyst, and it has a lot of energy concerning your crown chakra. So that was just a brief preview, and I hope you can take a quick break, kind of relax into the first lesson that we have for this masterclass series, that is our Lionsgate portal practices. And I will see you on the next video. Have an awesome one.